Hi, my name is Joe Polyak with Keller Williams Real Estate. Thanks again for joining us for another one of our real estate videos. And right now we're going to do something a little bit new. We're going to have a multi-part series. I don't know how many parts yet. We'll see after we get done with this. But we're going to do a multi-part series about insurance as it relates to real estate. And so I brought with us today to join us Roger Heighton with Farmers Insurance.
Hi everybody, nice to meet you.
Yep. So the first topic I'd like to talk about, which is a pretty popular topic in our area, we'll jump right into it.
Sure, go.
Is Airbnb, vacation rentals, short-term rentals, and that whole world. Tell us a little bit about the insurance world and how that works.
Sure, that's actually a really important topic, Joe. We live in the Bay Area here. We've got the coastline right around close to us. We've got San Francisco, popular tourist destination. We have Tahoe a few hours away. And so many times people have homes or condominiums that they will rent out for short-term rentals, pull in a little extra cash when they're not using, say, their vacation property. And what happens, a lot of times, people don't understand that there's a difference in coverage between when you live in a place and when you rent it out. And they also don't understand that there may be a difference between renting it out for a standard lease, long-term, right, versus, say, short-term rentals. And so one of the things you should always do is, if you are, and this goes for everybody here, is if you're thinking about doing a short-term rental, it's very important to talk to your insurance company. And Joe, this is where you can really help your clients, because I know your clients value you tremendously and your advice, is talk to them and let them know it's going to be short-term rental, because the last thing you would want to have happen is you're renting it out, say through Airbnb, and client leaves, they leave a coffee pot on in the kitchen, right? What happens? Fire starts maybe. And all of a sudden you find out your insurance company denies that claim because they didn't know it's being rented out short-term. So you've got this issue of claims coverage. You've also got the issue of loss of income if it couldn't be rented out. And then the third thing is damage to the property. I know that I have a client that was renting through Airbnb, and at first they said, well, I don't need coverage because Airbnb provides coverage. And when we looked at the contract from Airbnb, and it may have changed, but the last time we looked at it, we saw that Airbnb provides what's called third-party liability. So that if their renter in your premises is injured, they're going to provide coverage for that. But if there's damage to the property, that they don't provide.
Okay.
And so that's why it's so important that you structure this coverage for short-term rentals.
Do you have kind of like a ballpark figure or range of the difference in price maybe for vacation rental coverage versus regular standard, I guess?
So Joe, that's a good question. Is there a difference in price between, say, a standard rental and short-term rental? And the answer is it's almost always going to be a little bit more expensive. Not necessarily a lot more, but it might be a little bit more expensive simply because of the transient nature of the people coming and going. If you think about it, if you have a tenant in a property of yours, or one of your clients does, that person is there for longer term, you've vetted them, and they're going to take care of the place a little bit more than somebody that might be there for just 3 or 4 days coming in and going out. So I would say to you and to your clients, expect the cost to be a little bit more, but at the end of the day, it's not the cost that it's important, it's the coverage that you're paying for, right? And if they have a loss, the big important thing is you want it covered.
Yep. And so I have a pretty interesting personal story, as I told you, that I want to share.
Yeah, please.
Because I owned a house that we bought, me and a couple of partners bought as an LLC, as an investment property to do short-term rentals in Scottsdale, Arizona. And we were discussing with the insurance agent, and they were, this is before I met you actually. I bought it like 3
Okay, you're forgiven.
Sorry. And it's in Arizona. We bought the property, and we were talking to the insurance agent, and they said, okay, you're going to do short-term rental, you should get this coverage.
There you go.
It was a little bit more expensive. It was like $200 more per year. So it wasn't that much more, but we were covered in case anything. And one of the partners was like, why are we going to pay extra? There's no point, don't worry about it. And me and the other partner kind of overruled him and said, yeah, we should probably. Who cares? It's a little bit more money, but we're covered, 3 years later, what happens? Big storm hits Scottsdale, and a giant palm tree that's on our property goes plop on our carport roof. And it didn't damage the house so much, but I won't go into all those details. But long story short, we were out of commission, obviously, for a couple of months being able to rent it. And because we had that short-term rental insurance, we were able to prove, first of all, our income for all the years that we had it. We can show them all our receipts, all our Airbnb or bank statements, whatever. They didn't even want that. We gave them a spreadsheet of our stuff. And they reimbursed us for the couple of months that we were out of commission. We got reimbursed for that money it's in the thousands of dollars that we wouldn't have gotten. So we spent maybe $600 more or $750 more for those couple of years for the insurance, but we got thousands of dollars in coverage that we wouldn't have gotten.
That's a great story, Joe, and I'm actually going to take that and share that with some of my clients, because as you've seen, sometimes having the right coverage, even though it costs a couple $100 extra, in the end, it saved you and actually paid you back so much more when that loss occurred. And that's a question of who you're working with did their job correctly to protect you. And I know that's what you value when you work with your clients, is helping point them in the right direction. So congratulations on a job well done. That's why we're working together. Okay. Anyway, thanks so much for your time today, Joe. Okay. Bye now.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you again. Again, my name is Joe Polyak with Keller Williams Real Estate. This is Roger Heighton from Farmers Insurance, and looking forward to the next part in this video series.